Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, we have NCAA college football conference finals this weekend, starting tonight, and we will know after that who our final four will be for the playoffs. Now, right now, to be honest with you, I think there's only 6 teams that really have a shot at making the finals. We have Georgia, who's undefeated 12-0. My opinion is they're a lock regardless if they beat Alabama or lose. They're undefeated. They lose, they've won loss. They're the best one-loss team. So they're in no matter what. Cincinnati, who's 12-0, they have to win and have help, I think. Michigan, 11-1. Oklahoma State, 11-1. Alabama, 11-1. Notre Dame is sitting there at 11-1 as well, but they're not playing because they're not part of a conference. So we're going to run down the games for this weekend. So we have the Conference USA title game. Western Kentucky Hilltoppers 8-4. University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners 11-1. On October 9th, the Roadrunners won 52-46. Both teams are 7-1 in conference this year. Western Kentucky is favored by 3.5. I'm giving that 3.5 to UTSA. I got the Roadrunners plus 3.5 cover and over on the 72.5. Pac-12, we have the 10th seed Oregon Ducks, who are 10-2, versus the 17th seed Utah Utes, who are 9-3. Utah favored by 2.5. I'm giving that 2.5 to Oregon. Second Oregon plus 2.5, winning and covering, and an under on the 58.5. Big Ten game. We have the 9th seed Baylor Bears 10-2 versus the 5th seed Oklahoma State Cowboys, who are 11-1. Oklahoma State won October 2nd, 24-14 against the Baylor Bears. I think if Oklahoma State wins, they're going to make a better chance of making the playoffs. If Baylor upsets them here, there's no way a Big 10 team, Big 12 team will make the Final Four. But Oklahoma State has to win. I still think they need a little help to get there. Oklahoma State, I got them picking them to win, cover the 5.5 and under on the 46.5. Out of the MAC, the Mid-American Conference, we have the 7-5 Kent State Golden Flashes versus the 8-4 Northern Illinois Huskies. Kent State won November 3rd, 52-47. Both teams are 6-2 in conference this year. I am picking Kent State to win. I got them winning, covering to 3.5 and over on the 74.5. The Mountain West, the Utah State Aggies 9-3 versus 19th seed San Diego State Aztecs, who are 11-1. The Aztecs are favored by 6. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 50. Sun Belt, Appalachian State Mountaineers 11-2 versus the 11-1 Raging Cajuns. Louisiana won on October 2nd, 41-13. Mountaineers are 7-1 in conference, while the Raging Cajuns are 8-0. The line on this game was Appalachian State by 3. I'm giving the 3 points to Louisiana. I got Louisiana plus 3 and then over on the 53. The American Athletic Conference, we have the 21st ranked Houston Cougars, who are 11-1 versus the 4th seed Cincinnati Bearcats, who are 12-0. Both teams are 8-0 in conference this year. Cincinnati is favored by 10.5. I got them winning, Houston covering, and over on the 53. As much as I would want to see Cincinnati finally, a non-Power 5, make the Final Four, I think they have to win. They have to win big in order for that to happen. We've seen it before where, like a Notre Dame being an independent, they would get in the playoffs over a non-Power 5 team. The SEC championship game, probably the game of the week. Number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs 12-0. Number 3 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide 11-1. The Tide are 7-1 in conference. Bulldogs are 8-0 in conference. The Bulldogs are favored by 6.5. Now, regardless of what Georgia does, I feel they're in. There's no way they miss the playoffs. Not the season they've had. A loss here, it's a great loss to an 11-1 team. If Alabama wins, I think they're in. So I think if Alabama upsets Georgia, both teams make the Final Four. If Georgia wins, obviously Alabama's out. I'm actually picking Georgia to win. I got them winning, covering the 6.5 and under on the 49.5. Big Ten title game, we have the number 2 seed Michigan Wolverines 11-1 versus the number 13 seed Iowa Hawkeyes 10-2. Michigan's actually favored by 11 here. Same way here. I think if Michigan wins, they're in. If Michigan loses, unless all the favorites, all the one-loss teams lose, then everybody's got 2 losses. Then who knows what's going to happen? Actually, no, I think we do. If Georgia, say, so throw this scenario out there. Alabama upsets Georgia. They're both in. There's 2. If Oklahoma State loses, Michigan loses, Cincinnati loses, you still got Notre Dame 11-1. They're your 3rd team. I bet Cincinnati would make it then because they'd have 1 loss. So there's still a lot to play for here. ACC, we have the 15th ranked Pittsburgh Panthers 10-2 versus the 16th seed Week 4 Steam Deacons 10-2. Both teams 7-1 in the ACC this year. Pittsburgh is favored by 3. I get them winning, covering, and under on the 71. Then just a game, I think it was postponed earlier in the year. We have battle of the 4 and 7s out of the Pac-12. USC Trojans versus the California Golden Bears. Both teams 3-5 in conference. California favored by 4.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 57.5. So in my scenarios here, Georgia wins, they're in, period. I think with a win, Michigan's in. I think with a win, Oklahoma's in. And I think with a win, Cincinnati's in. So my final 4, barring all the favorites win, Cincinnati, Michigan, Oklahoma State, Georgia. We start having these favorites lose, who knows? If Alabama wins, I think Alabama and Georgia both are in. If Michigan, Oklahoma both lose, Notre Dame gets in. But yeah, that is the conference finals preview here. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the bowl games and playoffs and everything. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.